This is part 2 of the video on removing brackets. So part 2, we have bracket 2x minus 4 bracket x squared minus 3x plus 5 bracket. So we want to multiply, because brackets mean multiply, we want to multiply 2x minus 4 by x squared minus 3x plus 5. So step 1, crack open the first egg. So we draw in our crack, and the 2x falls out of the egg. So step 2, the 2x falls down. We didn't crack open the second egg, so that stays intact with the brackets. So we just stick on the second egg. So bracket x squared minus 3x plus 5 bracket, we just write it down underneath. We bring down the minus 4. So the minus 4 falls down. And again, we stick on the second egg. So we stick on bracket x squared minus 3x plus 5 bracket. Step 6, we multiply out the brackets. So I'm going to do some rough work here. So I'm going to do 2x multiplied by x squared. Now 2x is really 2x to the power of 1. And the rule is when you're multiplying powers with the same base, you add the powers. So the base is the same, they're both x's. So we're going to add up the powers. So you're going to have a big 2 because you're not multiplying that by any number on the right hand side. And then x to the power of 1 multiplied by x to the power of 2 gives us x to the power of 1 plus 2, which is x to the power of 3. So we get 2x cubed. So the rule that you have to learn off by heart, multiplying powers with the same base, add the powers. So 2x cubed is the answer. So 2x multiplied by x squared is 2x cubed. Next, we're going to multiply 2x by minus 3x. So I'm going to do my rough work down here. So remember, multiplying powers with the same base, we add the powers. And you might think, well, there are no powers, but there actually are. There are invisible ones. So x on its own is really x to the power of 1. So 2x is really 2x to the power of 1. And minus 3x is really minus 3x to the power of 1. So 2 multiplied by minus 3 is minus 6. So we multiply the big numbers. And then we add the powers. 1 plus 1 makes 2. So we get minus 6x squared. So 2x multiplied by minus 3x gives us minus 6x squared. Next, we're going to multiply 2x by 5, and we just get 10x. So you don't end up with any powers here because we only had an x. And multiplying a number by a letter, we just stick them together. So 2 times 5 is 10, and we just stick on the x. So we bring the plus 10x up here. So then we repeat the process on the right-hand side. So we're going to do minus 4 multiplied by x squared, and then we'll do minus 4 by minus 3x, and then we'll do minus 4 by plus 5. So minus 4 by x squared gives me minus 4x squared. So I literally just stick them together. A number times a letter, we stick them together. So notice that the power is not changing because we weren't multiplying by another x. It was a number times a letter, so we just stick them together. Minus 4 times minus 3x. Be very careful here with your signs. You get 12x. So minus by minus is a plus. So we get plus 12x. Up here we got a minus because a minus by a plus is a minus. And down here we got a plus because a minus by minus is a plus. These rules can be difficult to learn off, but you have your calculator, so use it. And then minus 4 times plus 5, a minus by plus gives a minus, and 5 by 4 or 4 by 5 is 20. So we get minus 20, and we just write it down. So just talking through those steps again. 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times minus 3x is minus 6x squared. 2x times 5x is plus 10x. 4x times x squared minus 4x times x squared is minus 4x squared. Minus 4 by minus 3x is plus 12x. And minus 4 times plus 5 is minus 20. So we've multiplied out our brackets. Now we need to simplify, which means we need to add or subtract the like terms. So step 7, simplify, add or subtract the like terms. So we're going to circle the terms that are like. So we have to be careful to include the minus in our circle. So we have minus 6x squared gets circled and minus 4x squared gets circled. I didn't circle the 2x cubed because there's no more cubes. So that just stays on its own. I'm putting a box around the plus 10x and I'm putting a box around the plus 12x because they are also like terms. I'm not putting anything around minus 20 because we've no more constants. That's on its own. So we bring down the 2x cubed. In our rough work, minus 6x squared minus 4x squared gives us minus 10x squared. Just to note here, the powers don't change because we're adding or subtracting. So powers don't change when adding or subtracting like terms. So minus 6x squared minus 4x squared gives us minus 10x squared. So the powers do not change when you're adding or subtracting. They only change if you're multiplying or dividing. So minus 6x squared minus 4x squared is minus 10x squared. And then we have 10x plus 12x is 22x. Again, the powers don't change because we're just adding. So we've got 22x. It does not become 22x squared, and that's a common mistake. And then we just bring down the minus 20. And here's our simplified answer. So this is our expression, 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 22x minus 20. As a function, this would form a S-shaped graph. So it's like a side where it's S because the highest power of x is cubed. So if we put a y in front to make it into a function, or we could put f of x in front either, we get y is equal to 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 22x minus 20. And this is the shape that you will see.